Hello, happy Thursday. It is Spill the Beads with Joyce for Softlex Company. Today, Thursdays, every other Thursday at 10 a.m. I am here ready to spill beads and make things with you for Softlex Company. Hello, hello. You can watch us on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. And then all the other Thursdays, we're doing live beach shows. Next, beaches, bead sales. Next week, we actually have a double. We have a bead sale at 10 a.m. on Thursday the 5th. And then we also have our Bead Shopping Network on Friday, March 6th. That starts early morning, goes all day, and we go from one bead shop to the next, virtually, of course. And that is just a fun day. I can't wait to do that. We're going to have a double whammy. Those are always so good. Hello, testing, testing. So glad to see you. Hi, Terry. Hopefully everything is working. I think I've heard some rumors that YouTube is kind of across the board, not just us, but a little like, across the board kind of being picky about stuff. And so if I don't see your comment, I'm so sorry, but hopefully I will. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Judith. Hi, Dominique. Hi, Terry. Hi, Zach. Hi, Sharon. So good to see you all. I know it's been a long time, but I'm so glad to be back. I'm glad that I can be here with Spill the Beads with Softlex Company every other Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Hello, Stacy. So good to see you on here. We're going to make some tree of lives. We've been, where's the camera? Today. Made these before back in the day, a long time ago, and not with Softlex Company, but I think some of my pictures have gone because I was using their wire, is on their website, and somebody asked about it, and I couldn't find my video, and then we got these rings in, and I thought, you know what? We can make it here. It'd be so fun to make it here. Also, in our bead cells, on our light bead cells, we have great 3mm beads that work fun. It's fun for this project. So, that's always good too. Right now, if you haven't already, go pop up over to softlexcompany.com and check out all the fun new products that we have. Grab some wire if you need to. Grab some of these rings if you need to. Don't forget, use coupon SO LUCKY, all one word, to save $10 off your $49 purchase or 20% off your $99 purchase. So fun. So many things. Let's get started. Oh, I hope YouTube is behaving today too. I'm with you, Nancy. Let's. Boom. There we go. So I do have like a little sneak peek. We were talking in the live cell about, because we had some cabochons in the live cell, and I grabbed a few from the gallery when I was there last week, and we're going to do some bead embroidery. So that's that little next Spill the Beads is going to be a bead embroidery project. Ooh. And of course, still have my little hearts from the last one. I love these hearts. So far, so good, right? Let's get started. We have these, I think they're 1-inch hammered rings. You can make your own form if you want to, but these little rings are a great practice, and you can make them a little bit bigger if you make your own or find different rings that are bigger. But on Softlex Company, we have 4 different finishes, and this is the Tiara Cast by Passion Fashion. And I thought it was a great little base for a cute little tree of life. And when I was there, I remembered that we had these small ones too, the little tinies in the matching colors. And I thought, wouldn't that be so cute? Oh, I'm dropping my beads. It's not spill the beads without spilling the beads, right? And I thought, wouldn't that be so cute if to make a pair of earrings, connecting them to the, or even as your pendant? So that's what I'm going to do. I keep looking at, I have these, these are the fun little 2x3 gem cut style crystals. These are, glass crystals in this really pretty color that I made that. But I found that I had some CZs that would make a really cute purple one. I thought would be pretty in the copper. And so I might do that with that. I want to make a matching one to this because I want to make sure I can make a pair of earrings. I want to hook those maybe with jump rings, or I was even thinking like maybe putting a pop of red by making a little bead link, or this crystal. This is the love letter bead mix, and they have so many fun little beads in there that I thought would be cute little connector pieces for this. So I got a couple of them out. I could even just use like one of the metal spacers to connect there. I haven't decided yet on that. Yes, I love the small ones for links for earrings. I hope I don't need the beads that I spilled on the floor, but I might. And if I do, then I will pick them up. And we are doing hashtag tree. Make sure you get that hashtag tree in the comments so that you can be. Oh my gosh, I forgot to set that up. Let's set that up real quick while you're perusing those. Get that hashtag tree in. Don't worry, it will make once I got a half set up. I gotta connect it to um our tree of life. There we go. Everybody's getting connected. That's the great thing. Even though I'm a little like, whoops, I almost forgot to have that connected. It connects. It grabbed them all. We're gonna give you a little giveaway, a little credit onto your softflexcompany.com Bead account. Oh, you know what? I like detangling chain sometimes, but it's annoying when it's happening when you don't want it to happen, right? Okay. So to make our tree, let's talk about what we're going to use to make our tree. I like using the craft wire, Softflex craft wire. Uh, Particularly, I like 26 gauge. I think 26 gauge is like the best to do. I made my tree with 24 because I couldn't find my 26 in the vintage bronze, and I particularly wanted the vintage bronze for this color. But these are the antique copper and the vintage bronze are my two favorite trunk colors. Granted, I've made gold ones, I've made silver ones, I've made rose gold ones. I've used every color. You could even use, you don't have to keep them trunk like, but I have it. These are my favorite metal colors. I love antique brass and antique copper, vintage bronze. So I have a tendency to go for that. So I particularly like 26 gauge versus the 24 gauge. You know what? I'm gonna do the 26 gauge on this one, and I'm not, even though I might make this into a pair of earrings, I might not actually make the earrings match. Maybe I don't know. Let's play with it. I'm gonna go with 26 gauge today and make it with the antique copper. I'm so glad that you found us. Soft Flex Company is such a great company. It has wonderful beading wire, both beading wire for stringing and craft wire. Also, this is a copper base with an enameling coating and a protective coating over that. If you get into the silver, they actually silver plate it before they put a non-tarnish agent over it, and they last quite a bit. It's a pretty nice coating, so it doesn't just wear off quickly. I mean, you can scrape it off in ways if you're not too close, but or if you not too careful. It's such a great product. So welcome, welcome. Yeah, sometimes right now across the board there's is a little bit of an issue. So I'm glad you found us. We're able to do this both on Facebook and YouTube. So if you have problems on one platform, usually you can pop over to the other one, and it makes it a little easier. So what I'm going to do for our little tree now, depending on your frame size, like this is like a 1 inch. This is um frame. And because it's kind of small, I'm actually going to only cut 5 little pieces of wire. But I've used 7, I've used more, depending on the size of ring that I use. We also have a lot of fun beads too, so that you could string on. Ah, thank you, Nancy. We're gonna cut a piece. I'm gonna guess it's about 6 inches. I like to have a little more than a little less. I'm gonna cut 5 of these pieces. And this is just one way to do it. I've done this. To me is the my quicker, easier version of making a tree. I've also done it in other methods, which can give a little bit more detail. But this is my fun. This is like a fun for me. So I'm going to just show you how I do it. So I cut 5 pieces. They're probably about 6 inches, 5 to 6 inches, because this is just a small little a little ring to do. I'm going to take one of them, go through, bring the 2 ends together, and then I'm going to twist a couple times at the base. And then I'm going to rotate that inward like that. I think that is when you have a good wire, it really does help. Again, I'm putting one in, go to the center, pinch it together, and just twist a couple times right at the base, and trying to just twist it really close to that, and then flip it over so that goes towards the center. I'm going to do this for each of these 5 pieces of wire. And by doing it this way, I just find that it makes it a little bit easier to connect everything and a little faster, because you can make the tree and then wire both the roots down and the branches and leaves. But this way I can just kind of get this on, and the roots are just easier and already on. I don't have to do a lot of ending. Practice is always important with wire. And if you don't like one, cut it off and start again. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with cutting the wire and starting again. Remember, when we were kids, we always, you didn't just start running. You had to crawl. You had to scoot, then crawl, then walk, and then you got to run. So, we just got to take our time and practice. Now I got all 5 of them together. Now by doing this, I now have 10 wires at the top because I went through the center, so it doubled everything. So the amount of wires ends up doubling the amount of branches that you're going to have. I'm going to take all of these together and we're going to make a trunk, the trunk of the tree. So I'm going to try to gather them as close together as possible and then twist, twist, twist. Try not to twist too far because this is going to be our branches, right? So we just want to twist at the end. So I like to over twist, over twist, over twist. And then once I'm done over twisting it, I like to undo it a little. And by undoing it, gives it a little bit more of a wavy, trunky look. Now here in my area of California, that's what our trees look like, especially our oak trees. Um, very gnarly and twisty, especially on the coast side. So that's how I like to make my trees. You can make, if your trees are more standy uppy and straight, do it that way. It doesn't matter. I like that scooching. Sometimes scooching is my favorite too. Don't fall as much. You're right. And then I'm just going to spread my little roots out a little bit at the bottom. And there I'm ready to start making the branches and the leaves. So I got my root system and my trunk. So I got 10 of these. You can put these in any order that you like them. You can spread them out and put beads on every single one. Make a very full springtime tree. Or you can do them in the method I'm going to use, which is our trees have like some thick branches, some thin branches, some branches that don't have as many leaves. So I am going to make mine varieties. I'm going to, yeah, a variety of sizes here. So we got this little one. I'm going to just leave that one. I'm probably going to put a bunch of beads on that. These ones right here, there's 3 together. I like that. I'm going to take the 3 and I'm going to twist, twist, twist right at the base. I don't want to go too far because I want to leave room for some beads. So that's going to be a thick branch. I'm going to bring another one over that's by itself. These 2 here are going to go together and then separate out. And then I'm going to decide on the rest later because it's starting to get a little tangly-do here. So let's see if I can find where I was. Doesn't matter. We just find our little space again. And I'm going to start putting some beads on. Thanks for putting that link. If you want to get these little hammered links from our TR Cast by Passion Fashion that we carry on our website, you can find them in the link that Thomas provided in the comments. So we're going to take this single one and I'm going to string. Now I find this that you can, if you want to use crystals or check glass or little itty bitty gemstones, I think 2 to 3 millimeter are the best size for this ring. If you're using chips, make sure you're using the smallest chips on your little strand of chips. You can also use seed beads for this. Lots of ways to, a lot of things you can use for your little leaves or your buds, depending. So I filled that one up because I want to fill that one up, and now I'm going to wrap this end. Now I'm not going to cut this yet because what if I change my mind? I want to give myself a chance to change my mind. And I'm kind of scooting it a little like in a curve. Now these three here, I'm going to take this one, separate the one from the other two. I'm going to take the two and kind of curl those, twist those together. I like to, again, to kind of over twist them, because when I over twist them, kind of nice, and I can then kind of shape it. See how it kind of got a little wrinkly? I think that looks more like the branches in our trees in my area. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a few on this single one. Now, I so far have been putting kind of the amount that kind of fills up that space, but you don't have to. You can put less. You don't have to fill up the space. It's up to you with what your design of your tree is. Don't mind me and my Band-Aid. A little mishap with the jeweler saw. Whoops. Makes it a little hard, but we got this anyway, right? And now these two that I made a thicker trunk there, I'm going to split those, and I'm going to put yes, small gemstone chips are fabulous for Tree of Lives. I love little chip beads on these. I have found that it's starting to get a little hard to find small chips, that they've been a little chunkier lately, but they are out there. And I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to leave this one blank, not put any beads on this one, and just wrapping it around the hammered ring like 3 times is what I tend to do. Just need 2, but I don't know, 3 just feels good to me. All right, now let's see. This one right here, add a few more on this long one. I heard that the Tucson live sell and are heading out, have been shipped out. I'm excited to see what y'all have been making. Speaking of, if you make one of these or anything from our beads and our wire, love to see it on our Softflex Company VIB Facebook group. It is always a joy to see what people make with our wire and with our beads. Whenever I'm like having a kind of a more tricky day, I love to peruse it and just go like, look at all the crafty, fun people in our community that with the skills. I don't know where I would put all of mine either. You got that just means that you have lots and lots of beads. You got lots and lots of projects to make, right? Gotta carve up some time and just make, so that you can make room for those new gorgeous beads. I'm just gonna put a couple on this one. Now I've been wrapping these right to left. Doesn't really matter, or no, left to right, but on these other ones, I think I'm gonna wrap them left to right or right to left. I did that opposite. Oh, people posting there. I love it. All right, I'm gonna go in here and try to do some more wrappy, and I'm gonna make this one just really gnarly with their branches here. I want it to be just whoosh. Aw, thank you. Oh, absolutely. Beads don't expire. You can use them all year long or even into the next year if you need to. There's ones that I hoard for a while just because I like looking at them in my collection. And like as much as I want to make something with them, I also like just to look at them. That's my second hobby, is just to look at beads. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find a couple more. If I spilt some of these on the floor. Oh, good. I found them. I didn't have to look too long. It's not spilled beads with Joyce Robert without spilling beads on the floor and having to pick them up. Oh, absolutely. They did such a Oh, yes, Dominique, all 3. I know, like, "Oh, I have multiple hobbies, but they're all beads." No, yeah, that's okay. It's okay. They can be all bead related. Oh, and then there's the looking for color inspiration. That's my other. I love looking at, like, they got those beautiful, like, color boards and stuff that you can find, to get fun color inspiration. Oh, that's another that's another one of mine. Alright, we're gonna move that over and move these 2 to go there. Oh, I'm loving this. Oh, that's not even the same bead, but does it matter? No. It's in the same color family, and we're gonna use it anyway. Yes, yes. Fur babies do have a tendency to help spill those beads. not just my own self. That's the only benefit of me doing this in the garage sometimes, even though it kind of can get either too cold or too warm, depending on the time of year, is that I don't have the helpers. All right. So now I have these beautiful, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking what this is doing. I'm going to do some tweaking with my round nose pliers. I'm going to make some more gnarly little twist in my branches by kind of just going, tweak them, tweak them. Because I like doing that. I like making them kind of look. Again, my oak trees have way gnarly, branchy looks. There we go. Very similar, very different. I did it in the copper, so you can see the trunk is a little skinnier because I did the 26 gauge. With the 26, I could almost have done 7 because it would have been, fine to do that, but and the 24, definitely only the 5 fits on there, a little bit. Any more than that, I think the 24 gauge would have been a little too wide at the bottom. We're going to take and cut these. And cut off these little ends in the back or towards the back. I'm just going to snip off as many of these as possible here. Like right now. And then I'm going to take my chain nose pliers and pinch those down up against the ring. Oop, there's one I forgot. I forgot to cut that one. Get that cut. All right. Now, I got 2 little cute tree of lives, and I could take those, and even though they have different colored trunks, I think I'm going to turn them into earrings for me. That doesn't bother me. They pretty much look the same because of the fact that they are the same beads in the same color ring. I'm going to dangle them. I think I want to dangle it from the little ring instead of just putting the hook onto that. You should, and I hope you do make as many as possible. Don't forget to grab some of these hammered rings. On our website so you can make them. That'd be so awesome. And of course, if you are making these, please share with us. There. Now, I'm playing with the idea of doing a pop of red right there because I love that deep red with this color of um, tealy aqua color and the dark blue and the vintage. But I also have this little coin crystal, or this one right here. I think this one's really pretty. Yeah, I think I want to do that deep red. Okay, so I'm going to make a little link. Let's see. You know, it would have been smart if I remembered to grab wire for that. 26 gauge is just a tad thin, I think. I forgot to make sure I had the right gauge wire in the right color. I have silver, and we're not going to do silver. Hmm. Well then. Well then. Yeah, I think that red is a nice little contrast. Yep. I have black wire. Black wire will work. I think the black wire will look better than the silver, that's for sure. All right, let's cut a piece of that. These are the 1-inch hammer tone, the larger one that we have on our website. And then I don't remember what the size of this one is. But they are in the link that Thomas put. So, and we only right now have these two sizes, but this is like the 1-inch. All right, so we're gonna wrap and want to make sure that's a big enough, yeah, loop that will accommodate the rings. I'm gonna make another one on this side. Let's snip that. I'm gonna make and then sometimes I smush it when I do that, so nice. Nice. I think these rings are so handy for so many projects. I like dangling things from it for like a necklace, like adding little charms, whether they're like actual metal charms or beads on a head pin. In a center from a necklace, I've dangled off like pendants off of it. So many great ways of using these hammered rings. I've brick stitched on them to make really cute projects with brick stitch, wired beads on it. I think they're really handy to have, and they're not too expensive, so they're great to have in your stash. And who doesn't like the hammer textured, right? All right, there's one down. Oh, I loving this. Oh, 13 millimeter and 25 millimeter. Thank you, Zach, for finding that out for me. Yes, gotta get some crimps. It's always good to have crimps. Extra crimps on hand. Don't want ever run out of those. And of course, our soft flex crimps are fabulous. The best crimps on the. They are the sterling silver, so they are a little pricier, but even and especially with the pricing going crazy now, but they are so worth it. That's still a small price to pay when that is what's holding your necklace or bracelet together. I mean, in reality, it's still a small price because you're only using like most of the time you're only using two for a project. Why can't I get this one? Sometimes they just don't want to close up, huh? All right, let's get this one on. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna love these. I don't know what I have that I can wear with this, but do I care? Sometimes I make things that I don't know what I'm gonna wear with. Because I love these colors, but they're just not always the colors that I grab from my own personal clothing. So we're looking for an ear wire. We're looking for an ear wire. Do I have some ear wires? This is where ear wires are tricky because this is a thick gauge, and I know I have some that have like larger loops, and I'm looking for those. That I put them out there because the normal ones that we have don't quite fit. I think these. That's true, Nancy. A little black dress is always a winner. Oh, yep. Unfortunately, it's so true. It goes so fast, so quick. All right, there is one ear wire. Went with a gunmetal to go with that black wire. Yes, I can make my ear wires. And if I know where I misplaced my box, I was going through it trying to like organize my box of wire, and then it got moved. And then I went, oh, I forgot I moved it. And then now I'm on camera and I can't really figure out where I moved it to. So I went with what I had. Yes, Terry. Use the 25 millimeter ones for the tree. These are the 13 that are up at the top. All right. I had a lot of fun doing this with you. Are you excited? Are you going to make one? I would love to see it on our Facebook page if you do. If you don't do Facebook, send it to info@softflexcompany.com. Send us a picture. We'd love to see it. I'm with you. It goes so fast. I start using my craft wire and then all of a sudden, I'm gone. And that's part of the reason why I was organizing it, because I felt like there was certain gauges I was running out of really fast. And I'm like, oh, I need to reorganize that. I'm gonna put these in. Let's flip this over. Let's see. Let's put these beautiful earrings in. I mean, this could be a pendant too. You could do that as a pendant if you feel like they're too big for earrings. You know what would be really cute? I wonder if I can make a little tiny itty bitty tree with like maybe size 11 seed beads and 28 gauge on that 13 millimeter. See, that's not bad. And they're not heavy for a big earring. I'm so glad that I'm back, Stacy. Thank you. Oh, so cool. Did you get your hashtag tree in? We're gonna make a select a winner very soon. I think this would be, or you know what even would be really cool? What if you did, you could do that as a pendant. You can also do it as a link, you can have it in a link chain. That would be so cool. Ooh, a link bracelet? That would be fun. What else can we do with this? Me too, Jenny. I think that red was just like a really nice touch. Don't be afraid to do like a bold color that is like kind of opposite on the color wheel or close to opposite on the color wheel. Ornaments, that would be great. You can make a, a bigger one maybe for a wall hanging or a window charm. A pin. I think brooches are coming back. I keep seeing lots of people doing brooches again and pins. So that would be really nice. All right. Let's see. Let's see who our winner is. Hashtag tree if you haven't done it already. I got 42 of you. Anybody else? We're going to get 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All of a sudden, I was like, what comes after 6? Oops. Too funny. Who's our winner? Who's our lucky? Zach! You are our lucky winner. Yes, we are working on YouTube again. So I did see your name, Nancy. So Congratulations. Congratulations. Well, I am fun. I used that red bead came out of this fun little mix. If you haven't grabbed it yet, the Love Letter mix. It has some deep reds, some creamy beigey colors, and this like dusty rose and this beautiful green. I pulled that out of my stash to add to these because I kind of had a feeling I was going to want to use it. I am using little flowers with seed beads. A lot of times I use 26 gauge for seed and 28 gauge. Those are the two that I use the most to do seed bead flowers. I love that. Thank you, Ted. Welcome. I'm so glad that you are going to join in. You can catch me, Joyce Trowbridge with Softflix Company, Spill the Beads, on every other Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. We do this on our Facebook and our YouTube, and you can come back and revisit these videos. They are in our playlist. There is a whole playlist of Spill the Beads, plus all the wonderful things that Sarah has done and Kristen does on their Kristen's on Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, and Sarah is on Wednesdays that are at 1 Pacific time now. And then on the Thursdays that I'm not spilling beads, I'm showing beads underneath the camera at our live bead sales. In fact, next week we have two. We have one on Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And then Friday, we are going to have our bead shopping network, which I think we're on at the same time. I forgot to look at the schedule to make sure. But Friday, so it's a double. We're gonna have some special things in that. And I know we've been doing a lot of fun things with the new Tucson stuff, and then this, but we can't help it. There's so many things. Thank you for joining me. Hope to see you next time. We are going to next Spill the Beads. I'm going to be talking about bead embroidery, which I actually might do in a two-parter, because bead embroidery can be a little I'll do some, a quick version, but then it could be take some time. So we're probably going to do it in a 2-session one. Until next time, I can't wait to see what you have gotten in your Tucson buys and what you will get in our next live sale. Go grab over Softflix Company, and don't forget to use your So Lucky coupon to get your $10 off, $49 purchase, and $20 off, or $20 off your $99 purchase. So use that. For those that have a nice little cart going already, make sure you get that coupon in, So Lucky, to save either $10 off of the $49 or the $20 off of the $99. See you next time. Bye.